Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. Today's video is going to be about a stealth class setup or a sort of a sneaky silent setup that you can use in this game. Now, stealth setups are a little bit different in this game and because of how the specialists work and stuff, but I have designed a class setup that is centered around perks that will keep you stealthy and basically keep you off of the enemy's radars until they actually spot you on their screen in the actual game. So I know a lot of people do like stealth class ups, and while I think that playing stealth, it is a way to play this game, although it is kind of changed, you know, based on the way that the fog of war and the minimap works in this game, and I will talk about that, but I will give you guys the best stealth class setup. Drop a like on this thing if you guys can, I would really appreciate that. Smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed. Big thank you guys for 900,000 subscribers on the road to 1 million. Thank you everyone for subscribing, and just the support is amazing. So drop a like and let's talk about it. Now, being stealth in this game is kind of weird because, first of all, with the specialists, there's quite a few specialist characters in this game, but none of them in any sort of particular way revolve around stealth or helping you be more stealthy. You know, recon is revolved around intel, but it's about getting intel on the enemies, not preventing the enemies from getting intel on you. So as far as a specialist goes, there's not one thing that's particular to being stealthy. So the main thing is the one attachment, obviously, which is the silencer or the suppressor, whatever you want to call it, and then coming down to a bunch of the perks. Now, the way this game works is a bunch of the perks in this game are sort of, a lot of them do give you resistance or immunity, but a lot of them are just slight resistances. So maybe, you know, something will target you a little bit, you know, tac mask, for example, the seeker car can still stop you. It's just a lot easier to get it off of you, as well as different things like that. Different targeting from different score streaks. Targets, you can still be targeted with cold-blooded, but they just target you slower and it's harder to see you, and different little advantages there. So playing stealthy, while I don't think this is the best way to play this game, I really honestly think it's kind of underpowered. If this is the way that you want to play, and I know people have been requesting it, it is fun sometimes to just have a stealth setup and sort of sneak your way around the, you know, the outskirts of the map and stack up those score streaks. So for this setup, what it is it all revolves around the perks. As far as the gun, this setup doesn't matter with the gun. You could run the GKS with the silencer, because basically the gun, you want to run a gun that is standard and strong with only one attachment on it. So for this gameplay, I had the GKS with just the silencer. The SOG 9mm with the silencer could be good, or if you're going into assault rifle form, I would recommend either the Vapor or the KN. As I was experimenting with this stealth class up, I was trying it in both SMG and assault rifle mode, and while both of them work, I find that when I'm trying to be stealthy and sneak up in their spawn, I like having like either the SOG 9mm or the GKS with the silencer, because SMGs actually kind of work good when you're silenced, and obviously you don't want to be silenced at range because it kills your range, you know, kills your damage at range. You want to be up close with the enemy. So as far as the class setup goes, that's the thing. As far as specialists, there's not a specialist that ties into actually being stealthy, so I just was running with either recon or with crash. And then when it comes down to the actual it's just the gun with one attachment, suppressor, and then I'm basically stacking up on perks. I do use Acoustic Sensor on this setup because as far as gear goes, there's not anything that makes you stealthy there as well. So Acoustic Sensor is great because it just gives me intel, and on a setup that, even though it's all like counter intel, by, you know, keeping me stealthy, it is also nice to have that intel on the enemies so they don't know where I'm coming from, but I do know which areas they're going to be rushing from. It does give you a very, very big advantage. So as far as that's what I run. Acoustic Sensor, like I said, the gun can be switched up, and it's only one attachment, so you need a gun that's like pretty good without any other attachments and that you're comfortable with the normal sight on it, because you really only have that one space, and you need a gun that's just good. You know, certain guns aren't good until you stack them out with attachments. Other guns are good as a base, and that's what you sort of need. Then as far as my perks go, I run 5 perks, and this is the stuff that will really keep you stealthy. Number 1 is tac mask, and I only run one perk 1, and it is tac mask. And it's weird because tac mask in my brain, and I'm sure in a lot of Call of Duty players' brains, is the thing that stops you from getting stunned and flashed. And while it does help you with that in this game, it's much, much more than that, because in this game there's specialists, and these specialist characters have these basically ultimate abilities, these gears, you know, secret grenades. There's a bunch of crazy stuff in this game, and Tac Mask really does more, and it has become something that from previous CODs was just something that would counter being hit with concussions or stun grenades or flashbangs or whatever sort of, all those sort of, you know, grenades that they had in the game that were for, you know, making you less mobile or making you immobile so you could get the kill. Tac Mask does so much more than that in this game, and it actually is kind of a stealthy perk, and definitely the most stealth perk in that perk 1 setup. As far as perk 2 goes, I run 2 perk 2s. Number 1 is going to be Cold-Blooded, because obviously this is a stealth class setup. This is designed around being stealthy, and while I said that it's probably not the best playstyle to use all the time, it is something that will catch your enemies off guard, and it will be fun to use. But of course, you're basically sacrificing attachments that would make your gun and winning gunfights easier for stuff to keep you off of the enemy's radar or off of being tracked by different things. So Cold-Blooded, of course, has to be on every single stealth class setup. Do I think Cold-Blooded is a good perk in this game? It's a decent perk. It's just really outclassed by Gung Ho, and that's why you pretty much won't see me using it too much unless I'm trying to be stealthy like this setup. And then of course I have perk 2 Greed on, so I can run Gung Ho as well. Especially on a gun where I'm basically giving up all my attachments except the silencer, I need to have something like Gung Ho to get my, you know, to help me win gunfights, because Gung Ho is kind of like an ultimate attachment. Helps you get your gun up quicker off of a sprint, helps you do, allows you to shoot while sprinting, just do a bunch of different things that with Gung Ho that I think it's a must-have. Especially on a class setup like this where the gun is just so simple at playing. I really think it's a must-have. So we have Tac Mask stealthy, Cold-Blooded stealthy, and then Gung Ho. And then of course perk 3, we have 2 perk 3s, and both of them are contributing to stealth. So 4 of these 5 perks are towards stealth. The first one, or the first perk 3, is going to be Dead Silence. Of course, Dead Silence is pretty much needed in this game, especially because not only does it prevent enemies from hearing you, and that's the thing with, you know, Call of Duty always using the same sort of names, you know, Tac Mask or whatever, Dead Silence for perks in different Call of Duty games, but they've changed the way they work in this game, kind of. Like Dead Silence, yes, it does the traditional Dead Silence, making your footsteps quieter, but it also is important to have because of the large amount of players and large amount of the player base that runs Acoustic Sensor is one of the most popular. I'd say Stim Shot's probably the most popular. Probably Acoustic Sensor is like the second most popular as far as the gear goes, and a lot of people run that, and having Dead Silence is huge, 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 not only for yourself so you don't hear your own footsteps and it helps you there, but to counter the enemies from using Acoustic Sensor and basically hitting you with, you know, your own medicine or whatever that saying's called, hitting you, you know, giving you a taste of your own medicine. That's what it is. And then my second perk 3, as basically I'm stocking up with all the perks, and I'll show the full class setup up on the screen right now. As you guys can see, my next one is going to be, of course, Ghost. Ghost is great, and it should be on all stealth class setups because UAVs run rampant, especially in objective modes where UAVs can be earned fairly easily in this game, because whether you're killing people, you know, shutting down people when they have their specialist weapon out, whether you're killing people on an objective, whether you're just running over an objective and then your teammates are capping it, there's just so many, or even just popping your own specialist, there's so many different ways you can earn points, and a lot of people run UAV. It's probably one of the most common streaks to be run, and Ghost will protect you from that as long as you are constantly moving around. So that's what this stealth class setup is. Like I said though, when you're running this setup, you have to understand that no matter what gun you're running, whether it's the GKS, whether it's the SOG 9mm, or even like an overpowered Vapor or something great like the KN, when your gun doesn't have many attachments and when you're going more into perks, you have to play to the strengths of your class setup, and you can't really be charging straight at them. You sort of have to be running those rush routes, you know, whether it's taking that longer route down the left side or flanking all the way around the right to the spawn. That is where this setup, you know, definitely does the best in, and I was using it in Domination, but honestly, if you want to stay super stealthy, that could work great in TDM or Kill Confirmed, or pretty much any game mode. You know, in Domination is probably, you know, not the best to be stealthy. It's just my most comfortable mode, so of course that's when, you know, I was filming for this video, of course, what I was playing. But I think this setup would work great probably in like something like TDM or Kill Confirmed, or something where it's less predictable where people are, because even if you are stealthy, it is sort of predictable still which way people are coming from, because of just, you know, if we have C and B and they have A or whatever, we're probably going to be pushing A. If we have, like right now in the gameplay, A and B, we're probably going to be pushing C. It's pretty self-explanatory. In a game like TDM, if you're completely stealthy, and while the setup won't make you completely stealthy, it does the most you can basically do in this game, and you'll be stealthy, and you know, in TDM, they're basically, it's a lot harder to predict where you're coming from, unless they have some some sort of predetermined knowledge, which of course this class setup helps to deny. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Smack a like. I know a lot of people have been requesting this. If you guys could smack a like, I would really appreciate that. I will see you guys in another video later tonight. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Just thank you guys for all the support lately. It's been absolutely amazing. Drop a like if you guys made it to the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.